Hello and welcome to day two of the IPL 2026. My name is Ashok Nambudri. We are on the pre-show. The muscle of the Mumbai Indians meets the mystery spinners from KKR. Joining me on the show, Gargi Raut, Shamik Chakravarti, and Bharat Ramraj. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Okay, so let me start with Shamik right away. Shamik, you are out there in Mumbai. What's the build-up like? Let's have all the news today before we get into a little bit of analysis and also talk about the match yesterday, as well as talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the respective teams for this evening. Shamik?
See, Ashok, the build-up in terms of first some news, the pitch is lush green. Uh, the pitch has a decent amount of grass covering, and I suspect this is going to be a ball first game, in the sense that in any case, chasing in at Wankhede is easier than setting up a target because small ground, sort of 55 years, 60 years boundary. So, and the pitch will not change its nature over the course. So, from that point of view, but given the fast bowling pack that Mumbai Indians have, Jasprit Bumrah, Trent Bolt, and Hardik Pandya, and either Shardul Thakur or Deepak Chahar, it's a gun fast bowling unit. And that decent amount of grass covering, initially suspect there might be a bit of a lateral movement and a sea breeze blowing also. So initially fast bowlers might come into play, and that is the tricky part. That is the tricky part. In terms of build up, see, if you compare it to the, we all were there for the India Australia, India England semi final at the T20 World Cup. If you compare this game to that, I mean, you cannot just that was on a different scale. But here it will be a full house. It will be a full house, and the drum. You can hear the drum beats and everything. Fans are thronging the ground, and obviously Mumbai Indians will have the fans shouting for them. Um, Before the start of the tournament, MI did a pre-season event called MI Mix, and there Hardik Pandya urged the fans to replicate for the home games, for MI home games, to replicate the atmosphere that Wankhede had for the India England. So clearly wants the crowd to be their 12th man, and that will be that. KKR, but all said and done, MI haven't won the first game of an IPL season since 2012. So it's 14 years they haven't won the first game. So that is the opening game jinx. They will have to break the opening game jinx. Once again, in T20 cricket, history matters little. Also, the counterpoint is that the head-to-head record is very much lopsided in favor of Mumbai Indians, especially at this ground. So that sort of evens things out. All said and done, the stage is set. T20 cricket don't have it doesn't allow you to pick a favorites, but I will stick my neck out, and given the nature of the pitch, the way the pitch looks at this moment, I will say there is a bit of advantage MI.
Great. So we are 4 minutes into the show and we are already talking predictions. Gargi, I know we need to let you go shortly. So, I'm going to build on what Shamik just said. One, look, if you look at the odds in terms of, how the stack up has been, it's a two-third number of matches that MI has won versus the one-third that KKR has won. If you look at Wankhede and deep dive, then it is, if I'm not wrong, 10 out of 12 in favor of Mumbai. And so what Shomik is saying is right, which is that Mumbai has the advantage. The dilemma though is that Mumbai, when it comes to the first match, it's a struggle. So how do we make sense of this? What's your take? The odds are in favor of Mumbai, but the first match jinx seems to be against them. How do we make sense of this?
Cricket is a funny game. What else can you say? How else can you explain that a champion team with champion players has not won their first match in 13 years? This is the 14th year now, And tonight might just be the night that they break that jinx. But how do you explain these sort of numbers? In any other area in life except sport, it things like this rarely happen. So it's funny that MI have this jinx, MI have this curse. Similarly with RCB as well, the green jersey curse that we talk about over and over again. That every time they wear that jersey, they go out and lose the match somehow. So these are funny things that happen in cricket, and these are the things that make it more interesting, which will make tonight's game interesting as well. But you know what? I think if there's any night that this curse will break, it is tonight, because this time around, um, the kind of squad, the kind of firepower that Mumbai Indians have, it's just top notch. Not only that, they've always had a good team, but the fact that a Trent Bolt is on, warming the bench, that someone with that much talent, someone with who is at the in any other team in the world, he would have been perhaps the first name in the playing 11, is sitting on the bench. And it's not just Trent Bolt, there are many others in the Mumbai Indian squad who will not even find the place to fit into the playing 11. But also the fact that they've got a Surya Kumar Yadav, a Hardik Pandya, and many others from the World Cup winning team who are in great rhythm in T20 cricket. I think tonight is the night when that curse breaks.
All right. So tonight is the night that the curse breaks. Gargi, there is somebody already saying Gargi ka ghar lal rang se blue or something like that. Basically saying that your house is blue, and therefore, saying that it's going to be Mumbai perhaps.
Oh, this is actually Trisha's house.
All right. So, quick reaction, Bharat. It seems like both Shomik and Gargi are talking about Mumbai being the favorites in spite of the first match jinx, if you could call it that. But, this match is also interesting because when you look at the micro contest, right? I mean, we've got Varun against Rohit Sharma. We've got, Finn Allen and the challenge of who's going to open with him. There could be potentially 3 or 4 people who could open with Finn Allen on the KKR side. There is the question about Jasprit Bumrah versus Tim Seifert, perhaps. So, there's a lot of interesting, nice little uh, standoff in the players, if I could put it that way. So, what is your take, opening thoughts in terms of the challenge today?
Yeah, first of all, obviously, Mumbai Indians have to start as kind of favorites. It's not just about the record. I don't really believe in that kind of record in IPL because personnel keep changing, players keep changing over a period of time. So it's very difficult to gauge whether the record means much. But Kolkata Knight Riders have been hit by injuries in the pace department. Even if you look at the pace department, it looks quite modest to me. Harshit Rana is out, obviously Patrana is not yet here. And even if you look at some others, Umran Malik has been getting thrashed everywhere. He was even dropped from the Jammu and Kashmir setup. Navdeep Saini, I think, is basically past his best. Not too sure how he came back into the mix. So KKR have a lot of problems there, but I go back to those two spinners. So if KKR have to do something in this game, then it has to be Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan having a great game over 8 overs. The 8 overs they would bowl, they have to take at least a few wickets and keep the runs down. That is how they can at least kind of restrict Mumbai Indians' firepower in the batting department. Because if you look at Mumbai Indians, I see they have picked up Sharfin Rutherford as well. Suddenly, that batting lineup looks even better than what it used to be. So it's going to be very difficult for them. As far as Seifert and someone like Finn Allen are concerned, actually, would also perhaps look at some left arm spinner, but that is where I think someone like Mitchell Sandner might come in the equation because Tim Seifert and Finn Allen, especially Tim Seifert, if he plays, I'm not very sure he will play today. But if he plays virtually everything with a horizontal bat, virtually absolutely everything with a horizontal bat. Even if he's trying to play straight down the ground, you see him playing with a horizontal bat. Something similar with Finn Allen. So you always feel that a left arm spinner, if he can bowl with a slightly more round arm action, can jam down their bat swings, and that is something exactly Akshar Patel did in the T20 World Cup. He has actually a default round arm action, but knowing Mitchell Sandner, someone who is very good at maybe changing, tweaking his release points, subtle changes in pace. I am pretty sure he can do that as well. So that is another interesting matchup to look at. Mitchell Sandner versus either Team Seifert or Finn Allen, because they virtually play everything with a horizontal bat, not much with a straight bat.
Great. So, Shomik, you mentioned the grass covering on the pitch. You talked about a possibility of lateral movement, and you talked about a slight breeze. And Wankhede we have seen, of course, you compared it with the India-England semi-finals. But this contrast that Bharat is talking about, which is the spinners and Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti. So, how do we look at this balance between the pacers and the spinners? Who do you think, given Wankhede and the trends that we have seen of late, what is likely to prevail from a bowling perspective?
Ashok, first the KKR spinners. Sunil Narayan is Sunil Narayan. He doesn't need conditions. Sunil Narayan has always been the X factor, whether it's a green top, whether it's irrespective of it being a green top or a featherweight or a dust ball. Sunil Narayan is Sunil Narayan. Like Bumrah, as far as IPL is concerned, we can keep Sunil Narayan out of the discussion. Now coming to Varun Chakravarti. Uh, this is the same venue where Jacob Bethel decimated Varun Chakravarti in the T20 World Cup semi-final. So the challenge for Varun would be to keep that, totally put that out of his system and come into this tournament absolutely mentally primed and mentally refreshed. In the sense, if he carries the excess baggage of that World Cup or that World Cup semi-final, where Jacob Bethel specially toyed with his bowling, and mind, every batsman will now try to take that act to Varun, because they might assume that Varun could be a little low on confidence, and that could be, that might play to the advantage of the opposition batters, and they will try to do that. So Varun will have to regroup, and we are not talking about his skill set. We know about his skill set and what he can do as a bowler. It is at this level, it is a mental game. It is about his confidence, and he needs to be mentally primed. So that is Varun's challenge. If he can do that, then once again Sunil and Varun will form a deadly spin duo. Coming to Mumbai Indians spin attack, I think Allah Ghaznfar and Mayank Markande will play today, because Mitchell Santer has not joined the squad, as also Will Jacks. They have asked for an extended period of break, and they have been allowed that by the MI management. Sooner rather than later, they will join. So these are the two. I think they will go with Allah Ghaznfar and Mayank Markande as their two spinners. Uh, the Allah Ghaznfar is sort of an unknown quantity, in the sense people call him a mystery spinner. We'll see how he plays, because it's fine. But when you are playing such an high octane game, it's about handling pressure. He's very young. I think he's 20 years old. He's very young. How he can handle that, we'll have to see. That is, if you look at on paper, given that Varun is mentally primed and he has put the World Cup horrors out of his system, the semi-final, then Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti as a spin duo age out their Mumbai Indians counterparts. If you come to pace bowling, they are seriously depleted Kolkata Knight Riders. They have lost Harshit Rana, which is a massive loss. Matisha Patirana, no one knows when he will join, because now it's a two-tiered NOC system SLC has done. Because first is that once, whether you can play the IPL, that NOC is given. Now there is a fitness NOC. If you want to play the IPL, you have to pass a fitness test conducted by Sri Lanka Cricket, and only then will you get the second NOC. And Matisha Patirana hasn't gotten that NOC yet. Like Thusara for Royal Challengers Bangalore, he didn't get the NOC, and there is now a huge question mark over him playing in this IPL at all. Matisha Patirana, Shane Watson, KKR assistant coach, yesterday said, we are in constant touch with SLC. Ultimately, it's SLC's call. We are trying our level best, because we need to integrate him into the squad. But and we have world class support staff. Then again, unless and until he is clearing that fitness test, he is not coming. So How did they make do? Blessing Muzarwani. Over the last few days, he has been the most impressive of the fast bowlers, of the KKR fast bowlers at the nets. Once again, nets bowling and match bowling are totally different. It's a different